It just seems stupid to bet against Patrick Mahomes, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he's the favorite for a reason. Now, Joe Burrow is right there, and you can make a very solid argument that Burrow just has, because of his weapons, a chance to put up superior stats. But, man, I'm going to sit there after Mahomes coming off the year he just had. Mm-hmm. Like, the only argument against betting Mahomes is that voter fatigue thing. Okay, but is he gonna have the same year he did? Even if he's the best, was he as good as he was last year? Well, now he's getting judged against himself. Are we ready to anoint Joe Burrow? Is Lamar, is this the story we want to push? Now he's back and he's 100% Lamar again. Like Justin Herbert, what if he has the breakout season? We talked about Trevor Lawrence earlier. Like, people are gonna come up with reasons to vote against him, but at the end of the day, he might just be the best.
Yeah, and that's why
you hate going with the favorite. Like, you don't want to take the favorite.
Listen, I'm on record saying I'm going to pick Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl every year. We'll get to that, but again, Tom Brady, 7 out of 20. If I hit 7 out of 20 with him, I'm going to win a lot of freaking money.
Yes.
Right? The MVP, I sort of want to do that too. But the problem is, like you said, it happens in the NBA. It happens in football. Like, the best player is, I call it the Michael Jordan effect, which LeBron James has went through, which I think Giannis goes through a little bit now.
Yeah.
With different players have went through of, I can throw for 45 touchdowns and just 6 interceptions. But since it's about the same of what I always do, no one's going to say, oh,
it's not that spectacular. It's so regular.
Yeah,
he's so great. It's like, oh, yeah, he had a Mahomes year.
It's almost, he can do that. He can go for 40 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and go 14-3, and no one will talk about it. No one will talk about it being great just because, oh, that's what Pat does.
That's the standard now.
That's the Jordan effect. That's the LeBron effect. Like, it's just how it is. So I think that may happen with him, even though
that's the only real argument against it.
I'm gonna put a little bit of cheese on it anyway, because I want to bet Pat every year for everything. Again, he should be a person who wins, 5, 6 MVPs, but it's gonna be tough. I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence.
I was just gonna say to you, Trevor Lawrence.
Oh.
Like, we talked earlier about the number 1 seed thing. Like, the MVP is usually the quarterback of one of the top 2 seeds in one of the count. It's the winner of the AFC, winner of the NFC, whatever it is. Trevor Lawrence, because he plays in that division, and the steps we saw him take just a year removed from having the worst coach in football, basically his rookie year didn't count, because it was such a bleep show down there.
Yeah.
That if he takes another step the size of the one he did last year, he's in that category. It's okay, and we'll just throw another name into the Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert conversation.
Yeah.
I could see it being the case. And Doug Peterson, year 2 with a quarterback, you mentioned, we've seen this before. Carson Wentz was going to win the MVP if he doesn't tear his ACL.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of synergy there.
Yeah. That's why I'm with it. And again, Trevor Lawrence, every level he's been an A1 player. So you saw him sort of come into his own again in a playoff game after throwing all those interceptions, to be able to rebound and even play well. Even if they lost, you're like, okay, he rebounded in a way. And again, he has the opposite factor of Patrick Mahomes, the surprise factor. Like, again, I know Trevor Lawrence is, has always been looked at as sunshine and a golden boy. But
after that rookie year, it was like, ooh,
no one's expecting him to be in the Patty, Joe, Josh level yet. No one is. So he has the, hey, new shiny guy on the block thing that voters love to vote for. So again, if they go 13-4 and he puts up some great numbers, it doesn't have to be numbers better than Pat or Joe, but taking the Jaguars at 13-4 and the 2 seed, will be enough for people to be like, oh, that's our MVP.
The jersey he's wearing also, like,
yeah,
the Jags having 12, 13, 14 wins gets people's attention. Like, wow, he must be so good because they're the freaking Jags, Like, there is some of that too. So I do think of the longer shots, like the double-digit guys.
And
I think Lawrence is the best of that group.
The only other guy I'll say is Tua. When healthy, Tua's real, right? Like, we saw because of Jalen Wallow, Tyreek Hill, like the Mike Gesicki. Like, he has all world talent around him. When he was healthy, again, I won't put a lot of money on it because his health scares me. But if that man figures a way out to play 16, 17, based on how good Mike Daniels is at drawing up plays coming from Kyle Shanahan, right? Like, he's showing what Kyle Shanahan's offense was. Like, Kyle Shanahan's passing game was similar to this. It's just he likes to lean more on running and being balanced.
Yes.
He took that, say, I'm gonna take your passing game and just do more of it. I'm gonna double it. And that's what he did with the Dolphins. So I think Tua, again, I'm not going to put a lot of money on it, but I would put a little money on saying, well, hedge my bet and be like, well, if that guy is healthy all 17 seasons, he's going to put up some gaudy numbers.
Is it a little surprising to you that Trevor Lawrence and Tua have the same odds, 16-1? Because so much of it depends on record. There's not going to be a wild card MVP. Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence just playing, like, the Jags are winning that division barring something unforeseen. Mm-hmm. Tua could have a great year and be the third place team in his division. Like, that's very possible. Yeah. They could also win it, but it's like that division is difficult. The Patriots, are they great? No, but they're mediocre and they're the fourth best team.
Yeah.
They're not horrible. There's no stinker in that division. I just think I don't know. I guess he did just put up the gaudy numbers, but you have the health thing, you have the division. I just find it surprising that they have the same odds.
Trevor Lawrence, from what's being said, is a much better leader, has a much better head on his shoulder with the same talent, if not better talent, than Carson Wentz. What's to say we don't go, long shot for a Super Bowl winner? I know that sounds crazy with Patty Mahomes in there and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. But Doug Peterson has done this. Year 2, he's done this. We know that.
Just in terms of, like, it's so much easier, like, if you want to talk AFC, like, number 1 seed, look at that division.
Stinks.
You can just chalk up some W's. Like, you're banking some W's in the AFC South. And, Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champs, real tough division. Like, yeah, they're going to be they're the best team, but will they have the best record? That's up for debate. Like, I could see the Jags being a sneaky, oh, wow, yeah, they're the number 1 seed. How about that? And it's just so much easier when you don't have to, play in the wild card round and you don't have to travel until the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But again, we know in the AFC he's going to face a elite top
at a certain point. He's going to
at
run
every level, right? Like divisional round. Even if you get the 1 seed, you are going to play almost elite quarter. You're going to go through Pat, Joe, Justin again. Like, you're going to have Lamar. You're going to have to go through Tua maybe. He's not in that category yet, but, if he's a healthier whole season. So, you know what I mean? Again, the Jaguars, minus 155 to win the division. The Titans, plus 325. Indy and Houston, I don't even think we got to talk about them. Like their odds, it's not one of those, hey, pick a long shot now. I ain't picking the Colts at plus 550 or Houston at Houston at 9-1. But it's the Jags in Tennessee, and you have to feel like, all right, it's leap time. And again, maybe that's bias being here in Philadelphia. We saw the type of leap Doug Peterson has in the second year. But
I feel like, now, granted, I'm not in the mood to lay minus 155 on something that's not going to pay out till, like, at least Christmas. Yeah. But I feel like 155 isn't crazy. Like, they should be a little bit heavier favorites. Maybe I just underrate the Titans. Like, that's the problem. Like, they could still be pretty good, I guess.
They were neck and neck. A play away from Titans being the winner of that division last year. But the Titans are a team that you look like, oh, they're declining. The Jags look like a team on their way up. And it looks like it's just going to continue, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to continue that way. So